As oil prices skyrocket, supply is diminished, and world events create volatility and uncertainty, there is a growing demand for renewable sources of energy. In Canada, a landmark biofuels bill was passed in June of 2008. Bill C-33 requires 5% renewable content in gasoline by 2010 and 2% renewable content in diesel fuel by 2012.
Il y a trois facteurs. En fait, le facteur social des communautés qui veulent se prendre en main pour sortir de la dépendance par rapport aux biocarburants et par rapport à l'énergie en général. Il y a le facteur économique. La compétitivité de nos productions agricoles dépend beaucoup du fait que les agriculteurs se prennent en main puis produisent eux-mêmes leurs carburants parce qu'ils ont la capacité de le faire, ne serait-ce qu'avec leurs résidus agricoles. Et au plan environnemental, bien entendu, c'est un geste que tout le monde doit faire sur la planète. Donc, nécessairement, il y a un engouement de la part des citoyens de vouloir s'organiser pour pouvoir produire eux-mêmes leur énergie renouvelable.
The push to reduce reliance on fossil fuels has meant new opportunities for farmers and their communities. Everpure Biodiesel Cooperative in Erin Township, Ontario, is dedicated to the use of waste oils to develop a sustainable biofuel alternative. Formed in May 2008 with a current membership of 40, including 8 local farmers, Everpure's first diesel fuel was pumped 2 months later. The ultimate goal is to have local farmers produce oil crops, sell the oil to restaurants, and recover the used oil to process into biodiesel. The biodiesel will then be used by farmers to fuel their tractors. Across Canada, cooperatives are part of the new bioenergy industry. Using a wide range of feedstocks, from corn to canola, straw to manure, farmers are creating alternative fuels and additional markets for their crops.
Nous, le principal projet qu'on regarde présentement, c'est de produire du méthane, du biogaz, à partir du fumier des fermes, soit des producteurs aux alentours ou des fermes qui appartiennent à la coop. Avec le prix des intrants agricoles, si on était capable d'ajouter encore plus de valeur au fumier de nos producteurs membres, aller chercher plus de valeur fertilisante dans ça aussi, ça aurait des retombées directement sur leur ferme. On pense qu'on devrait être capable de, avec le coût des énergies, avec le coût des intrants agricoles de plus en plus élevé, on devrait être capable de saisir cette opportunité-là. Il y aurait des retombées directement sur les fermes.
Presently, in Manitoba, a lot of the straw is actually burned in the field. It's not used, which is, from an environmental perspective, really very unhealthy. And farmers actually need permits to burn straw at certain times of the year, depending on their location, so that the smoke doesn't blow into Winnipeg. So there's a great opportunity to use this as a resource that is now basically going to waste. And to make it very simple, what we will do is use this biomass. Anything that is grown from a plant source is a biomass. To use this biomass, gasify it, heat water, and pump the water to a lot of buildings and homes.
Profidor s'est impliqué dans de la recherche à la demande des producteurs pour des énergies alternatives dans le domaine du poulet pour brûler le fumier de poulet. Le fumier de poulet contient beaucoup de BTU. Il y a beaucoup de producteurs de chair de volaille qui sont sans sol. Donc, Profidor s'est impliqué à la hauteur de plusieurs centaines de milliers de dollars dans un projet de recherche pour mettre au point des énergies alternatives. Ils font figure de leader, puis c'est ce qui leur est demandé.
We're now farming for energy as well as food. The whole dynamics have changed here now. Oil is not renewable, and that agriculture is renewable. We can keep producing on the same ground over and over with good practices to make it renewable.
Mike Perovich is chair of Co-op Services for Energy Alternatives, located near Tillsonburg, Ontario. Their goal is to develop energy from millet, a grain that can be grown in the sandy soils of southwestern Ontario, where tobacco was once king. The co-op plans to produce electricity and later ethanol from alternative crops such as millet. Farmers will supply the feedstock, millet. As member owners of the co-op, they will have a second source of revenue, sharing in the profits of the plant. Perovich and the other members of the co-op are encouraged by the success of their neighbors in developing a $150 million ethanol plant in Elmer, the largest startup co-op in Canadian history. The Integrated Grain Processors Cooperative will produce 150 million liters of ethanol each year. Additional revenue will be realized with the sale of byproducts of production, distillers' grain, and carbon dioxide that can be used by other industries. The Integrated Grain Processors Cooperative boasts $50 million in members' equity from 850 farmers and rural community members.
What we had to say is, look, invest in the plant, you'll have an opportunity to ship corn directly or indirectly to the plant. It will help raise the basis for corn. It will help the rural economy. It will create the jobs. You can get a dividend based on your investment. So that people in the rural economy who understand the importance of an initiative like this to the rural economy and who frankly also want to get some return on their investment, who see this as good for them personally but also good for the broader community.
Alternative energies represent an opportunity for farmers to maintain sustainable businesses that meet market needs while contributing to the environmental and economic well-being of their communities. Crops they grow can be converted to energy through co-ops they supply and own. The energy produced can also be used on their farms and in their local communities.
Part of the bigger environmental picture is farming has to be a sustainable activity. If people can't earn a living from it, they're simply not going to farm. So from a food security perspective, we absolutely needed to have higher grain prices.
Already, the project has had significant benefits, creating over 150 jobs during the construction phase. Once operational in the fall of 2008, IGPC will employ between 30 and 40 skilled people. As for the community, the co-op estimates that it will generate $90 million of direct and $175 million in indirect economic activity in the surrounding areas. For farmers, it will mean a guaranteed local market delivered to a facility that they own.
One of the things that attracted me to it is, besides the opportunity to make a return from my investment, which was a business decision, I also liked the fact that it gave people like me, farmer, an opportunity to get involved in a value-added business. This particular venture was about having a piece of the energy market.
One of the things that we've learned through studies in the States is that when an ethanol plant is located in a rural area and is owned by that community, the spin-off to that rural economy is considerable. And they have shown in the studies that when it's owned by local people, as either a co-op or a farmer-owned corporation, there is 56% more economic impact on the rural community than a large corporate absentee owner having the same plant in the same area.
The bioenergy industry represents a new opportunity for farmers and their communities to participate as shareholders in cooperative energy businesses.
On fait face à une compétition qui est mondialisée. Avec la mondialisation, on a sur nos marchés des produits brésiliens, argentins, américains, indonésiens, chinois à très bas prix. Donc, il faut être capable de livrer des produits à des conditions économiques acceptables à nos consommateurs. Mais aussi, il faut pouvoir investir pour assurer la qualité, le respect de l'environnement de cette agriculture-là dont nous revendiquons la présence sur le territoire. Et aussi pour pouvoir développer les nouvelles initiatives comme les biocarburants, que ce soit l'éthanol, mais surtout le biodiesel, l'utilisation de nos matières résiduelles, de nos déchets pour faire du méthane à partir duquel on pourra produire de l'électricité.
The reality is in the foreseeable future, like the next half century might be at least, we're going to be dependent upon mass-produced forms of energy, be it fuel for motor vehicles, be it electricity to power our homes and stuff. Farmers need to tap into that growing sector. There is a future there.